Have you ever nicked your ball sack? Ow! Manscaped's Lawnmower 2.0 was specifically designed to make manscaping easy. I'm talking butt, balls, body. Featuring skin-safe technology, this trimmer won't nick or snag your nuts. 100% waterproof and shock-resistant. Head over to manscaped.com and get yourself the Lawnmower 2.0. And for a limited time, get free shipping and a free Shed travel bag.
You know, Popovich in practices, and this has been reported, where he yells 0.5. As soon as they pass and they make a catch, it's 0.5. You have 0.5, and this is what the Spurs do. You have half a second to make a decision to pass or shoot the ball. You got to, we're going to move the ball. You got 0.5, move it. 0.5, move it. If you're not there, if you don't have the right read, move the ball. And the quicker you're moving it, the tougher for the defense.
Celtics should have ran that drill last year, and it would have made Brad Stevens so happy.
And Brad has said, like, I'm glad. He said to Krzyzewski, I'm glad, you can yell at Tatum. I think, and he's saying the same thing to Pop and Kerr. Look, yell at these guys, tell them the things that I've been telling them, because when they come back, they know it's not just me harping on them. This is what they need to do, and if that's the type of thing that's being instilled in Jason Tatum, I mean, could you think of a better possible summer camp to go to?
Is that an indictment against Brad, though, a little bit? I mean, I realize you didn't mean it that way, and probably didn't hear it that way, and it always is good to get a third party. I mean, look, if you've ever been in sales, the best thing that your customer can have is somebody else to tell everybody else in the organization what they've been trying to tell them all along. But for some reason, having a third party say it resonates. So I'm not saying, I am not insinuating that it's an indictment of Brad at all, but even the way you just said it, it's like, well, he's saying they're not listening to me. Please tell them that, please tell them that what I've been telling them is true. It's correct. It's the way the game should be played. Being able to get the buy-in and impart that, strategy or the need for ball movement, et cetera, is critical. So, do you think there's like is there a little bit of concern there, or no concern, period?
No, I don't think so. I mean, I think you see, look at how these guys get different trainers, right? They'll bounce around, they'll go work out in Miami, then they'll go to LA, they'll work out in LA, they'll go back to the facility, they'll work out a little bit. I mean, they're taking little bits and pieces from everybody, right? That's how these guys are spending their summers. And I don't think that's a problem. I don't think.
But let's also be real. You and I never criticize Brad. Like, we love Brad on this show, right?
Sure.
And
for good reason.
I agree, but
yeah.
We've doled out plenty of criticism around the horn, for the players on this team, et cetera, but when it comes to Danny and Brad, you and I very rarely have any kind of criticism for either of them. And so I'm sure there are people that listen to this show that have noticed that and think, well, those guys are always soft on those two. We did have a little bit of a conversation about Ainge recently, but even then we didn't lay a whole lot of blame at his feet for the Kyrie thing, which I also I don't think the evidence is there that it's Ainge. I think the evidence is there the other way. But, Brad, sometimes people get frustrated with his out of timeout calls. I've seen that, and just kind of paying attention to the fan base and some of their concerns. And, obviously what happened the last year is the first time that he took a step back and expectations were all giant leaps forward. So, when do you and I break a little bit on having some criticism? I don't know, but I'm with you. I still, it sounds like a criticism in a way, the way you said it, just the way and what he said. But at the same time, I think, these are legendary coaches, right? So if the players are having a hard time totally buying into Brad's probably been telling them, I learned this by watching Coach K. I learned this by watching Popovich. Like, this is what they do. And it's always good to get that outside reinforcement.